Hello Virgo, welcome. I'm Joy and this is Taurus Tarot, and we are getting a reading for you. So we are asking Source to, give us the message that needs to be heard right now. So what is the message that needs to be heard by Virgo right now? What's important for Virgo to know right now? That's what we're asking. And the right now is for whenever you find this video. But what is important for Virgo to know right now? Okay, here we go. So we have the Six of Pentacles. Yep. Six of Pentacles is kind of about, a balancing. You see the scales are there, and there is a balancing, but there are, different people involved, right? So here's this person here with the scales, and these hands here are, people receiving some of the coins. And so it's really about like reciprocity, like what is being taken balanced by what is being given, right? Is there that kind of that balance of give and take happening? Then we have the Four of Swords, right? The Four of Swords, swords are about thoughts and ideas. And so this man is like taking a rest from those thoughts and ideas. And these three swords up here have been prominent, have been kind of jumping out at me recently. And it's like they're all pointed at this person's chest. And it's like I feel like there's this heaviness of ideas and thoughts that feel like they are, piercing you. There's some relief that that needs to come about from these these piercing and penetrating ideas. Yeah, these cutting ideas. And as I said, cutting, I just got this vision of social media and all of the horrible things that people say on social media. So I've recently been introduced to TikTok, and a lot of the videos that come up are people responding to comments that were left to them, and comments that were downright like nasty from people that they didn't even know. And I this card really like spoke to me of like that, these comments that are thrown out there without thought, without regard for how they are making the other person feel. And then we have the Moon. And the Moon is about secrecy, the hidden, the subconscious, like things that may be present that we're not aware of, that we have to kind of look a little further into to understand. And then we have the Ace of Wands. Beautiful. And like these hands, they're receiving this fiery energy. You see those hands? They're open. They're like, and this completely reminds me of sometimes when I go to the ocean and I'm floating in the water and I'm looking up at the sky and the sun, and I have my arms wide open, and I'm like, I am open to the blessings of the universe. I am open and ready to receive the blessings of the universe. And that's what this reminds me of. This energy is like this, it's ready. You're ready. You're ready for this. You're ready for this passion. You're ready to move yourself in a new direction. You're ready to move forward. Maybe not necessarily in a new direction, but definitely to move forward. Okay? So there is some kind of imbalance happening here. There's some I just heard exhaustion too, and so maybe the exhaustion is really this exhaustion here, yeah, about these ideas. So I feel like you've got it in your head that um, you may be in some kind of relationship, and it doesn't necessarily mean that it's with a person, right? It could be a relationship with work or a relationship with school or whatever it is, right? But I feel like you're in this situation, this relationship where um, you're giving more of yourself than you're receiving. So for example, if it is a job, it's like you're working harder than you're really getting out of the out of the work, right? So you're working really really hard, but what you're getting in return is like minimal, and it's exhausting. Same for a relationship. You can be in a relationship where you're the one always trying. You're like, scheduling the date nights. You're scheduling the time to be with the other person. You're working your schedule to make sure that you're spending time with that person, whatever it is. Like, it feels like you're the one giving giving giving, and you're not receiving in return, or at least you think you're not receiving in return, and it's exhausting for you, and it's creating some mental clutter that perhaps is giving you a message that you're not good enough. um, and so maybe in the work situation, it's like you're giving 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 to work, and you're not getting in return, and you're interpreting that as you're not good enough, your work is not valued, and you're not good enough. But and the reason I'm saying this is that the swords are really representing what you're thinking about the situation, not necessarily what is actually true about the situation. Okay, so but what it does feel like is that that there is an imbalance. You acknowledge the imbalance, but the way you are interpreting the imbalance is that there's something wrong with you, and that is just not true. Okay, there's something wrong with the situation. It's not a reciprocal relationship. It's not an even give and take. Okay, so and has nothing to do with your worth. Okay, so I'm feeling here that it's important to really look inside, like, what are the inner workings that's happening. So I don't know if you can see it very well, but there we go, kind of disappeared. But it's like there's a clock there, right? It's like this mechanical gears, and it's like the inner workings of a clock. And so I'm really feeling like it's important to really examine this situation, and find out what really is at work. What really is at work underneath it all? Is it really that, is it really that these feelings of being unworthy, is that really what it is, or is there something else at play? Is it that your employer just cannot reward you in the way that you feel meets the effort that you put into it, just because of whatever financial hardships or whatever it is? Or is it that the other person cannot give to you what you feel, or cannot reciprocate your love, because they are incapable? Or is it because they just don't love you the same? Or is it because they just don't know how to express it in a way that that you're able to understand it? It's not necessarily because you're not worthy of it, right? It's not that at all. It's not. Don't get too caught up in these thoughts of of being less than what you really are, because that's not what it is. For whatever reason, the reciprocation that you want, there's a block. It can't be given, in the way that you want it. And so there's some exploration that needs to happen there. You need to ask yourself why, and what is it, what kind of reciprocation are you actually looking for? What is it that you want that is going to give you the message like, okay, we're balanced, we're being evenly, what I give is being reciprocated, right? You need to really go in and explore that. Like, what is it that you need that is going to make you feel like the effort you are putting in is being reciprocated? Okay. And if it's not, then why is it not, right? Why is it something that perhaps you need to educate your partner about, maybe? Or is it because your partner is reciprocating with someone else or something else and is not giving to you because he or she is giving to some other situation, like work perhaps? And so maybe that's a conversation first that you need to have with yourself, and then then with the other person or the other situation, right? So, and I feel like when that is resolved, yeah, when you kind of come to this, when you're able to see what is hidden in this dynamic, when you're able to see what is what's hidden in that dynamic, yeah, then you are going to be propelled in this in this direction that just like makes you feel all of this passion and and like energy for life, and for moving forward, and for feeling so good in yourself that you're not caught up in whether or not your effort is being reciprocated, because you are so into the effort itself being the reward for you that you're not concerned about whether it's being reciprocated or not, because it is in itself reward. I hope that makes sense for you. So like it's like it's like a passion project, right? You're not necessarily taking it on to get something out of it. You're taking it on to bring life to it, and that in itself is completely rewarding for you. Okay, so definitely the moon has been a theme I've been noticing. So there's some things that need light shed on them. Yeah, there's some things that we have to go and look within to examine and explore and to get some insight from. Okay, all right. So that is what it is for you, Virgo. If you liked it, let me know. If you have a comment, please let me know. It helps me connect to your energy, makes me feel connected to you. And it helps for my own understanding too. So that is what it is, and I'm sending you all of my love and aloha. It is, feel it embracing you, and I want you to know that there are people out there who don't have to know you, but still want to express and send and be in love for you. Okay, all right, aloha.